Hello everybody and welcome back to War on the Sea. My name is Spartan Elite 43 and tonight we are back in the Guadalcanal region trying to continue our push to keep the Japanese away from Guadalcanal. Now, if you guys remember correctly, in the last episode, we did some running, and then we did some hunting, and we came out on the better side of the equation. Taking out a couple of submarines and managing to bring our total ships sunk up to 108 vessels sunk, which is 604,968 tons of shipping gone. And we've shot down 15 aircraft. So, with all of that being said, if you also remember in the last episode, we have been kind of in trouble. So, as you guys know, we have a growing list of ships that are on the repair. And this is in days. So, in 4 days, we get access back to Alabama. 1 day, we get access back to the Fletcher herself. Atlanta, or Juneau, comes back in 4 days. So we're getting ready to have a whole bunch. We got Cleveland also coming back, Columbia coming back. Lots of ships will be available for us to bring back. Now, there are some that are slightly more damaged, like New Orleans, for instance, who I believe took 2 torpedoes and survived. Absolute legend. North Carolina also took a beating from some secondary fires that we were struggling to put out, if you guys remember that correctly. And I believe also took some torpedoes. And then, of course, our aircraft carrier, which should be in the neighborhood. Or not? Apparently not. I thought we had an aircraft carrier that was being repaired. Apparently, I am wrong. But yeah. So, with all that being said, you may have remembered at the end of the episode, we came under attack at Guadalcanal. Now, we have just put even more troops and supplies on Guadalcanal in hopes of turning this fight around. Now, there were no enemy troops here, so I don't understand why we can't take this over, but I guess it's just something where we just keep shipping troops in and eventually you fill up the bar. That's the only guess that I've got. But we are about to be in a fight versus 6 destroyers. And while I'm not hugely worried about 6 destroyers, especially on Power Group 2, which has 2 battleships, I still am a little hesitant. So we've got, if you guys remember correctly, we've got 2 battleships. We've got South Dakota and Washington. We're about to get into this fight. So, yeah, let's get into it. First of all, it's not popping up as a fight currently. But, I guess let's just go tactical on them. Let's make it a fight. Alright, so we know they're kind of up this direction. So what we're going to do is we're going to take Taylor and De Haven and get them out of the way. Okay? Now, a lot of you guys, I say a lot, a couple of you guys have given me some pretty decent tips and told me I should get people sorted here before we go into the battle, rather than trying to get them all sorted in the battle. So that's what we're going to try to do here. Alright? So we're going to break South Dakota, break San Diego, break, and Washington, break, and De Haven, break. Okay, so everybody is in their own thing currently. We're going to take South Dakota, San Diego, and Washington. We're going to have these guys form up in a line abreast formation. Okay? And these guys are going to navigate this direction. Then we're going to take Taylor and De Haven and tell these guys to form up in a line ahead formation. Okay. So then we're going to have these guys navigate out this direction and up. What we're hoping to do here is catch them in between our ships. Now, our destroyers, I'm not really looking to get into a gunfight with destroyers versus destroyers. There are 6 of them, there are 2 of us. But if we can get our San Diego, Washington, and South Dakota all into a fight with them, and then come around from behind and catch them, then I think we have a better chance. Now, with that being said, I want everybody to go ahead and turn on your radar. Did that work? That did not work. Oh, I forgot. We can bloop, 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 and bloop. Tell everybody to turn on radar and sonar. Now, did that work? Oh my God, it worked. Okay. Now, the sonar really doesn't make a whole lot of sense, I'll be honest. So we'll just go ahead and pop the sonar off. Actually, thought we turned that on. Okay, so we've got our orders. We're gonna go ahead and start this battle and see how everybody breaks apart and hope that it works the way that I want it to. Okay? Now, South Dakota, you're the one leading this next division, so I need you to speed up. Maximum speed. Also, Taylor and DeHaven, I need you guys to make sure that you are not going to be firing at will. Actually, I lied. You're going to fire at will. I'll let you guys just go guns hot. South Dakota, we are going to not be firing at will with the 16-inch guns. And also, Washington, we are not going to be firing at will. Okay, we have enemy contact. We are heading in the right direction. We need to target this vessel. It is a modern destroyer with 3 separate torpedo tubes. It looks like 3 quad launchers, which goes against everything I think about an Akatsuki, but I'm fairly confident that's what this is. And you can see all of these destroyers look pretty modern, which is dangerous. There's a lot of torpedoes here. A lot of torpedoes. But let's get this guy, since he's the first one spotted, let's get him. I forgot how to do it. There we go. This is going to be a destroyer. It's going to be Japanese. And it's going to be modern. And I'm going to start with Akatsuki because that's what I think it is. It is not Akatsuki because we have a small stack here and a big stack. So this is definitely not Akatsuki. So let's go after Akatsuki. Hatsuharu? Nope, because the stacks are the same and this one is just a reverse of the Akatsuki. Keep going. Okay. Could it be Fubuki? I mean, it really is looking like Fubuki. Those are the same size stacks. We've got one in between. This is a Fubuki. I'm pretty confident. Yep, that is affirmative on the classification. We're going to be firing HE out of our secondaries. San Diego, I'm going to have you go ahead and target vessel number 2, or contact number 2. which also appears to be a Fubuki. So that'll be an easy classification. We'll go with that. Yeah, it's definitely not a Matsuki, so we'll go with Fubuki. So we've got 2 Fubukis there. Washington. Gonna have you go ahead and start targeting the 3rd ship. I'm doing this mainly so that I can get more ships classified so that when we do end up switching targets later, it's much easier. Alright, so this 3rd ship also appears to be a Fubuki. So once again, real easy classification. Alright. And what we'll have you do, also be firing, we're going to switch to firing narrow on South Dakota with the secondaries. Okay, we did. Alright. And you guys have your orders, so let's get this battle started. Secondaries are already in range to start firing. I feel like that wouldn't technically be true. I forget what the range is on these things, but definitely seems like we would be out of range for the secondaries, but nevertheless. Oh God, we got a collision coming. DeHaven again involved in another This man is a disgrace to the frickin' U.S. Navy. Okay, DeHaven. Brake. Full rear, or full reverse. Hard to starboard. Let San Diego get around us so that we don't have to worry about that. Alright. Now you can get back up to speed. Go back to normal rudder. And then I need you to get back in formation with our destroyer. Alright. Now, Washington's technically in the lead, so we're going to have to keep an eye on that. These are supposed to be a line abreast formation. San Diego, what are you doing? San Diego, you need to... God bless America. Line abreast. Warm up. All right. How much shells do we got? 3954 and 2900 on the other side. $17,000 yards and closing fast. All right, where are you at, San Diego? How you looking? You know what? I am going to tell you to just break your formation. I'm going to specifically tell you what you want to do. Go up there and make haste. Since you guys seem to have an affinity for trying to run into one another. Okay? Back to the South Dakota. Like, I'm hesitant to use my 16-inch guns on destroyers. Like, I don't want to. We don't have a lot of ammo. It's all AP left. I guess we got a couple rounds of HE left in the rear turret. So I don't want to use my 16-inch guns on destroyers. I need to save those rounds in case we fight something a little bigger. Like cruisers or battleships. Remember, we've only fought one battleship from the Japanese Navy so far. What are you doing? In formation with South Dakota, but it looks like you're trying to take him out. Okay, he's correcting his path. Good to know. The main reason here is we don't want to get ourselves into too much trouble with all of these guys shooting at us. Because we've seen that they are fully capable of starting a lot of fires and potentially causing issues with secondary explosions. Like, we've run into that multiple times. So we don't want to have that happen again. We need to be a lot more specific with how we do things. They are starting to fire at us. Actually, that was apparently fired at our South Dakota. We're now 14,000 yards and closing fast. And have these guys come out a little wider. Anybody received a hit yet? It does not appear so. Okay, South Dakota's officially firing her secondaries. We've got a 58% solution, 60% solution. So we should be expecting some hits before long. We know these 5-inch guns are no joke. Ooh, that was very close to a hit. We've definitely already scored a hit with Washington. There's a big hit with South Dakota. Well done. That'll slow them down. Remember, these are just the secondaries that we're firing at them. Says he's still maintaining 34 knots. We didn't slow him down much, if at all. But Washington's target has definitely been slowed. Hence the reason this guy is passing it when he was in the lead initially. Let's look at Washington real quick. Washington got his Fubuki down to 32 knots. Still not a whole lot of damage. So that's a thing. We do have to be starting to pay attention to torpedoes, because last time we got into a fight with a bunch of destroyers, they were using torpedoes and trying to torp us. So we've got to watch for that. Back over South Dakota. Damage control on everybody. Looks fine. Alright. Let's go back over to look over here. We've reduced the speed of this Fubuki down to 29 knots. We are currently capable of 18 knots. I forgot about that, because we've taken on water from a torpedo hit up in the bow. It appears San Diego is hitting its target. Actually, San Diego is the one hitting number 2 target. Washington is going for target number 3. So, how many shells you got, San Diego? .484. You got plenty at the rear. So, that's a thing. Alright, let's take a look. A whole lot of 5-inch shells being slung over here between 2 battleship secondaries and the San Diego. Looks like South Dakota is just annihilating at this point. Looks like he's trying to fall out of line. Either he's trying to get torps off or he's trying to retreat. Either way, they're about to have a bad time. It looks like he might be able to get between them. They're going into collision avoidance. But hopefully all this smoke starts to go away pretty soon. Alright, South Dakota, back over to you guys. These guys are getting dangerously close. I need to start paying more attention. I need you guys to go ahead and navigate a little further away, please. We're going to be giving a further broadside to these guys, but I need to get around this smoke. This smoke is obnoxious. We can't see nothing in there. Even with radar, which should be, I mean, we've still got a solid solution. But let's take Washington and go here. Have him stop targeting number 3 and start targeting number 2, as he is the biggest threat currently to us. And then I need him to fire his... Oh, crap. Ceasefire. Ceasefire. I did not mean to fire your freaking main guns. Okay, hold fire and fire on the new target. Should build up to a very strong solution. South Dakota. Your target's doing 21 knots trying to run. So we're going to go ahead and once again break your navigation and turn you a little further to the north. It's not much of a change, but it should hopefully allow for it. And then we need to focus all efforts on getting this Fubuki that's charging in. He's down to 19 knots. So, oh wait, this isn't that Fubuki. This is Washington's target Fubuki, which is down to 16 knots. He's slowing. So this may be a mission kill for this guy. So that'll be good. Stop him dead in his tracks. Okay, San Diego. Break your current formation. Navigate this direction. Or no, not quite that hard. Navigate that direction. I want you to go ahead and change targets. Target this guy. And we will classify him as this is, let's go back to Fubuki, Akatsuki, and Hatsuharu. should be firing your guns at Hatsuharu. Now you have a target. Is it enough angle to get all your guns involved, or are you just firing the fronts? Appear to be just firing the fronts. Okay, so let's go ahead and break that order. Navigate further north. Get a bit of a turn. Also, let's go ahead and change who you're targeting. Target this Fubuki. That is not who we told you to fire at. Stop. How did you even end up... I'm literally telling you to target this Fubuki. Why? So if I tell you to fire at will, you fire at whoever you freaking feel like? Instead of firing at the guy that I'm telling you to target. Okay, well, that stops here. Okay, HE, narrow salvos, fire. How many rounds you got for the rear guns? 32, 187. Okay. Okay, these guys are officially targeting Fubuki number 1. Again, we're getting awfully freaking close. Let's go ahead and brake. And once again, turn away. Alright, let's grab Taylor, let's break your current, and have you guys start steaming this way, full speed ahead. Fubuki number 1 suffers magazine explosion. Oh my god. That sounds like a bad day. Okay. Washington, who are you currently targeting? Nobody. Okay, target this Fubuki. South Dakota. You are targeting that Fubuki. Get him off the board. Massive explosion. Down he goes. Okay, so next target is going to be target number 4. Let's go ahead and zoom in on this. Looks like another Hatsuharu. So let's go ahead and identify it. I lied, it's not a Hatsuharu at all. We may have misidentified that. It's not a Shiratsuyu, a Sashio, or Kagero. One is larger than the other, but they look very much the same. So, let's call it a Sashio. Make sure you're firing narrow salvos. Washington, do the same. Target this guy. Fire. How's your damage control situation looking? Got a fire on the main gun being extinguished, or at least being worked on? No? Why are we not working on that? Turn that off. There we go. Get that fire out. Who sank? Fubuki 3 sank. Alright. Break your current orders. Navigate in behind these guys. Your next target is going to be the one that you wanted to shoot to begin with, which is target number 6. Let's identify this target. As she rams her ally. Okay, this looks like it could be Shiratsuyu. So it's not Hatsuharu. We got Shiratsuyu, and I think that's who it is. Yep, there we go. Where did the other Hatsuharu go? Because I think I misidentified this. I did. Okay, so this is another, either Asasio. Who is targeting number 5 at the moment? Nobody. Okay, so we're fine. Fire your guns at the number 6 guy. Alright, back over to South Dakota. I need you to go ahead and change your course once again. Break. Start navigating towards the north because we're starting to run out of time. Asasio is down. That's who you guys were fighting. So we're going to have you guys target Hatsuharu, which is not a Hatsuharu. Let's go ahead and identify him now that somebody is targeting him. Alright, it's not Hatsuharu. It's not Shiratsuyu. So it's either Asasio. Okay, that bumps it up. Alright, so you are now firing at him. And Washington, need you to target the same target. Fire. How's your situation looking? You getting that under control? Still got this fire. It's about to be put out. 12 seconds. I just want to make sure this fire goes out. If the fire goes out, I'm golden. Alright, fire's out. Alright, so now this guy should get pretty much just absolutely beast moded. You are still targeting the Shira. Given the relation between these guys, I actually think I'm going to go ahead and switch South Dakota and let's go ahead and stop. Start targeting the Shiratsuyu. Fire. Washington, do the same. Go ahead and stop. Stop. Target. And fire. Since he's the closest, it just makes... God! I did it again! I did it again. Stop it. I meant to fire these guns. Darn it. Alright, so that will hopefully get rid of this guy really quickly. With that many secondaries firing at him at this close, like, it should be no problem. There, we got a hit. And now the hits are going to be stacking up pretty quick. Having 2 American battleships shooting at you, and then of course you've got San Diego coming in from the backside. Everybody target the Assange. Fire. Target. Fire. San Diego's starting to come into range here. We'll have you go ahead and fire your guns as well. I know you don't have any ammo in the front, but the rear you should be able to. Let's go ahead and break our current order. And let's try again. Do this. That'll get both of our battleships capable of putting all of the secondaries on them. And then we have to kind of navigate out. Let's go check out this Asashio, see how he's doing. I mean, he's doing 31 knots. He's feeling pretty good about himself. He's at 6,600 yards. But I've got to believe with these two battleships this close, they should be able to. It only takes a couple hits to slow them down, and once they slow them down, it's death. Like, once we get you slowed down, you're not surviving much longer. We're kind of running into a slight land issue, which is why I'm turning my battleships back around just in case. There, we got a hit. It looked like center of the ship could affect the engineering. Doesn't appear to be slowing it down. Come on, boys. Finish him off. He's literally the last guy. There's a hit that'll slow him down. Maybe not. Thought it would. He appears to be running for the shoreline, which is not going to end well for him. Surprised these guys didn't get it. Oh, that's a big hit. Come on, he's got to get slowed down eventually. That's a huge hit. Like, that hit multiple places down the side of the ship. I think we managed to catch these guys not necessarily off guard, but we did enough damage early enough that we kept them out of their game, and they weren't able to score. But these guys are headed straight for the island. Like, I get it. I really do. They're like, we're gonna die. Might as well get to a place where we can at least maybe swim ashore. Well, I get it, but honestly, it's kind of ridiculous that this guy hasn't been slowed down at all. He's taken multiple hits from 5-inch guns. There's another hit. Still going full speed. Still firing his guns back at him. Alright. Go ahead and cease fire. Ceasefire. We'll just use San Diego. Let's go ahead. see what this guy is going to do. If he's going to... I mean, it looks like he's beaching. He literally looks like... Oh, now suddenly he's slowing down. Alright. Never mind. Go back to shooting him. He's down to 28 knots. San Diego. You put a star shell or two over there? Couple of those over there. Then go back to firing the AG. Literally about to just run that thing straight into the island. Right now he's on the comms going, all hands brace for impact. We're going ashore. I have no idea how he's able to maintain speed with his entire ship being ripped out from underneath. Alright, brake. Navigate down this direction. He's got multiple fires. His helmsman seems to be dead at the wheel. He's going straight into the island. I have no idea what happens when you run completely aground with a surface vessel. But he's about to do it at 28 knots. Not gonna lie, the explosions on the shore are pretty sick. Alright. Alright, let's grab... Okay, they are slowing down. That's good. Alright, so South Dakota... cease. Washington, cease. San Diego. Navigate right up in there. You've got fires on board, but you're working on them. I've got multiple fires breaking out. Let's go ahead and start working on that. Those fires under control. Come on, San Diego. all the guns to fire here. Actually, go ahead and go with a torpedo spread. All of them, 1 degree. Fire. Torpedoes in the water. Trying to get these fires under control. Got some flooding up in the bow, but not too bad. This thing refuses to die, man. Okay, what do we got to do to this thing? I mean, we got torpedoes in the water. We've got our San Diego pummeling it. I guess we could manually fire. Down he goes. Beautiful. Alright. Let's set a course for these guys to go back up. Our destroyers are what? De Haven. De Haven's the worst. Look at him trying to, like, abandon us. And our battleships are currently trying to go run aground. So let's go ahead and do that. Alright. We can go ahead and end this fight. Retreat. And leave confirmed. So, San Diego's got some moderate damage, but it should go away. Minor damage on South Dakota. I think that was from coming into the fight with torpedo damage. But we did manage to sink all 6 of the destroyers, which gives us 20 new command points and 11,152 tons of shipping sunk. So, yeah, down he goes. All right. I don't have a whole lot of time for today, so I'm going to go ahead and just say that that is our episode for today. I apologize to those of you who want a longer episode, but it was a pretty solid episode. We did everything we needed to do. Our carrier is now back in the region, so let's go ahead and start that. He's got people searching around, like spotter planes, so that's good. Let's take that. And we'll take launch aircraft real quick. Let's look at Avengers. Let's go with some rocket plane Avengers. And then just have these guys go up here. Just fly a straight line and then zag over, and then we'll see what happens. But that'll be in the next episode, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed. It was a heck of a fight. All 6 destroyers sunk. Our battle group, just minor damage. Things will get fixed. No problem. So if you like what I'm doing, punch the like button. Leave a comment below. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And as always, I will see you in the next video.